One of them can blow things up but drops from a simple punch to the face, while another is a giant space lion who beats up superheroes just out of boredom. What's up, everyone? Today we're going through the 7 levels of heroes from the animated series Invincible. We will break down their hidden powers, main weaknesses, and find out why the main character here suffers the most. Let's go. Level 1, Rex Splode. Opening our list is a guy with a colossal ego and an explosive temper. Rex's superpower is that he can charge any inorganic object he touches with kinetic energy, turning it into a bomb. In combat, he mostly uses coins, paper clips, or baseball bats, blowing enemies away with spectacular explosions. Sounds pretty good, but why is he only on the first level? Because physically, Rex is just an absolutely ordinary, vulnerable human. In a world where heroes punch through mountains, being just a guy with little bombs is a death sentence. In one of the clashes with the Lizard League, Rex literally loses his hand, it gets bitten right off, and then he takes a bullet straight to the head. And even though he miraculously survives out of pure stubbornness, this situation perfectly shows that Rex is a glass cannon. Once you get up close to him, all his coolness ends. He is good against regular thugs, but compared to the real monsters of this show, he's just an extra. Level 2, Titan. Moving on to the tougher guys. Titan is a local street-level crime boss who can cover his entire body in organic rock armor at will. When he turns his defense on, he becomes a walking tank. Bullets bounce off him with a metallic ping. He can smash through brick walls and toss cars around like cardboard boxes. There is an awesome scene in the show where Titan, along with the main character, breaches a crime lord's skyscraper. The regular security guards can't do absolutely anything to him, but his invulnerability is just an illusion until he meets someone with seriously heavy fists. As soon as higher-tier mercenaries go up against him, his stone skin starts to crack and crumble like dry cookies. Titan is tough for ghetto shootouts, but his strength is disastrously insufficient to compete with cosmic threats. Level 3, the Immortal. Here we have the leader of the Guardians of the Globe and the local equivalent of Superman. He has a classic, powerful set of abilities. He can fly, has super strength, and, as his name suggests, is physically immortal. If he gets torn to pieces, you just need to put those parts back together, wait a little while, and he will come back to life, ready for another fight. And this would be a cheat code of an ability if it weren't for one detail. The Immortal exists in this show basically just to be epically and brutally killed. His power level allows him to knock out mid-tier villains in batches, but when it comes to real Titans, he just becomes a punching bag. In the series, he gets literally chopped in half with bare hands, and in another scene, punched straight through the chest. Yes, he always comes back, angry and thirsty for revenge, but every time the power gap proves that immortality alone is not enough to stand at the top. Level 4, Adam Eve. The most underrated character with absolutely insane potential. Eve is the result of a government experiment. She can see atoms and manipulate the very structure of matter. Eve can instantly turn bullets flying at her into butterflies, create impenetrable pink energy shields, fly, and construct any object out of thin air. Logically, she should be on the 7th level, but the scientists who created her put a mental block in her brain. Eve cannot affect living organic matter, meaning she can't just turn an enemy into a puddle of water. However, if Eve receives fatal injuries and her life is hanging by a thread, this mental block drops due to the shock. In this God mode state, she is capable of healing any of her injuries, putting her body back together, and erasing her opponent on an atomic level. If it weren't for the limiter in her head, she would have destroyed everyone on this list. Level 5, Invincible, or Mark Grayson, the main character of the show himself. Mark is half human and half Viltrumite, a warrior alien race. He can fly in deep space, move meteors, and crash through buildings. But the main irony of the show lies in his superhero name. Invincible is the most beaten up superhero in the history of animation. In almost every serious battle, Mark gets beaten to a bloody pulp, his bones get broken, and his teeth get knocked out. His real superpower isn't the ability to avoid damage, but his crazy alien regeneration and incredible willpower. The most brutal moment is his fight with his own father. where Mark is literally used to smash through a subway train full of people. Mark survives where any other hero would turn to dust. He is on the 5th level because he is still growing, learning to control his powers, and getting tougher after every defeat, literally being forged in battle. Level 6, Omni-Man, Mark's father and the most terrifying character on Earth. Most of the time he pretended to be a kind protector of the planet, but in reality, he is an advanced scout for the Viltrum Empire, whose goal is to prepare Earth for a takeover. Omni-Man is a walking weapon of mass destruction, an absolutely ruthless and cold-blooded killer. To prove his power in one of the episodes, he travels to another dimension, to the Flaxen planet. He didn't need to use lasers or magic. He just flew through their cities at hypersonic speeds, causing catastrophic destruction and threw meteors, wiping out an entire civilization of advanced aliens just out of boredom. In close combat, military fighter jets break against him, and he slaughters an elite team of Earth's superheroes in a couple of minutes with his bare hands. He knows no mercy, and for a long time, it seems like killing him is simply impossible. Level 7, Battle Beast. But on the 7th level, at the very top of our pyramid, is someone for whom even Viltrumites are just a warm-up. Meet Battle Beast. This is a 7-foot-tall alien cyborg that looks like a lion armed with a massive spiked mace. His whole life is an endless search for a worthy opponent across the galaxy. When a crime boss hires him for a turf war on Earth, Battle Beast clashes with the main character, Invincible, and a couple of other top-tier superheroes. And what happens next can't even be called a fight. It's an absolute massacre. Battle Beast wrecks Mark with just a couple of hits, caving in his chest and breaking his spine, while simultaneously stomping the other heroes into the concrete, all without taking a single scratch himself. The most humiliating part of this scene is that Battle Beast didn't even bother to finish them off. He just looked at the bleeding, strongest defenders of Earth, sighed in disappointment, said they were too weak, and fighting them was a waste of time, and then teleported away. Absolute, pure god level. Who do you think could go one-on-one against Battle Beast? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Level Cap and smash that like button so we can make even more awesome level breakdowns. See you in the next video.